What's up, Grayson Report? Hopefully you can hear me. What is up, Tammy, Matthew, D-Nice, Will Morris, Jennifer Marie, saying hi everyone, happy Saturday. D-Nice is already starting out with a question. When will we hear you mix? I know you did it before, but we want to see more. I'll see what I can do, D-Nice. Vic, what is up? Rochelle! Julissa! Shiloh Toto! Shiloh Toto said, missed all the one live this weekend. So happy to be here. I missed you all. Lisa, I hope you are doing great. I am doing great. Be a stone! Jennifer Marie with the party time. D-Nice and saying I sound good. Everyone get in. What is up? Matthew's saying, huh? Gunner girl, what is up? Iva, Kimberly, Martin, what's up? So, did anyone do anything interesting today? This weekend? Gunner girl said, love your hat. Thank you. I got it from Spirit Halloween. I saw the Stay Spooky and I'm like, oh my gosh. I have to have it. I say Stay Spooky all the time. And I finally got it in the mail today because I couldn't find it in the store I went to, so I decided to order it online. The Shamanistic Unicorn Tam, what is up? Jennifer Marie said we went thrift shopping for some new furniture after a flood. Got good deals. That's good. At least you got some good deals and you found something you wanted. It's always a plus. Gunner girl said watch Nerd Report daily most of the day. Whoa, that sucks, Iva, but I'm glad you got your car back. Mice ate the wires. I know they're known to do that. That kind of sucks. What's up, Bernadette? Say with what's up, Wolfpack. Whoa. Julissa drove back from Sacramento. My mom treated my daughter to a concert last night. Oh, that's super cool. What'd you go see? Or who did you go see, I should ask? That is super cool. Thank you, Anne. Love you guys, too. Saying love you, Lisa. Glad to see you. Lisa Boo, what is up? Spring Star, what's up? Love your spooky hat. Thank you. D-Nice sent a link. I will check that out, D-Nice. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Even before I started the stream, I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Marie for the Cash App for Happy Saturday Hearts for Jennifer Marie, guys. It's closer to almost going full-time, which is what my goal is. I have too much drama at my job right now. Well, not a lot. It's just a certain person. Another certain person. I don't know what it is. It's in the stars for me. Hearts for Jennifer, guys. Thank you. It's a little delayed on the chat. Thank you for the support, Jennifer Marie. You're awesome. Jennifer Marie goes, forgot the official hashtag, but yes, Lisa full-time on YouTube. That is my goal. It's a coworker. I don't know. I don't want to get myself dinged because I know some jobs, if you talk outside of work, you can get dinged for it. So I'm just going to go to that. And she's very, just put it this way. She made her bed and she can sleep in it. I'm all about being a team, but Sorry. Lewis Ricks, what is up, Lisa? Don't let negativity work dim your light. I try not to. I'm just ignoring it. D Nice with the full Lisa full time 2024. That is my goal, guys. Rochelle, I'm just doing the intros like I always do every Saturday. See how you guys are doing because I haven't talked to you all week. Venting a little bit about my 9 to 5. But it is what it is. I'm there to work, so I just ignore the drama. Too old for that crap. Thank you, Spirit of the Trees, with the mad respect, Lisa. All right, guys. Hopefully, ghosts, please be good and don't mess with my mic. I changed browsers, guys. I'm using a different browser, so we'll see because we'll see if this works. So far, so good. So I don't want to speak too soon. I'm gonna knock on wood. Luckily, I have a wood desk here. Iva has done a lot of driving these last 3 days. I like driving, but it depends. Like after a while, Bernadette goes, "I'm right there with you, girl." But Bernadette, at least you have this cool ghost that can keep you company. That's a plus. You have to think of the positive. You got a cool ghost. Rochelle goes, however, the elites are going to hell, so be thankful for a 9 to 5 job. I am thankful, but I can always find something else too if need be. But if my goal is to go full-time YouTube, I kind of want to just stretch it out instead of getting something new and then tell them, well, unfortunately. Matthew Coburn says, good or bad, we all go through plenty of crap. Judith, what is up? Very true, Matthew. Very true. Daniel! The cool Daniel Miles. So anyone else do anything interesting today besides before I start into Ghost in the News? Bernadette goes, true, but it's the work that we have to do because she does not pull her weight, but karma's already happening to her. Oh my gosh, you have the same thing, Bernadette. Like we all feel, it's not just me, it's like my other coworkers too, other members of management, like we feel exactly like that. Rochelle, just if you do, Rochelle, just you know where to find me to keep in contact. So just let me know what's going on, Rochelle. And Rochelle, if you have Twitch, I also stream on Twitch. They can't get you on Twitch. Simon, I do it, but I do it the same time as I'm doing YouTube. So if they do kick you off, Rochelle, there's other ways. Daniel was messing with the car subwoofers. D Nice did heavy lifting, moving things around. Melissa, I haven't seen you in so long. Glad you're able to make it. Spirit of the Trees goes, my employer told me on Thursday that they're forcing me to take a week vacation at the end of this week. Whoa. Have you, Spirit of the Trees, though, or have you ever taken a vacation, or are they just, if you don't mind me asking, or is it just one of those things where they're trying to save money type of thing? But Rochelle, like I said, you know where to find me. So just let me know. And I can always direct you somewhere. Vic goes, that reminds me, I need to take a vacation. Trust me, you do need some time from work because it does give you, it gives you that peace of mind to clear your mind and relax a little bit, and then you're ready to face work again. Spirit of the Trees goes, not since 2021. I'm salary, so they just want me to take a break. Very understandable. You must really like your job, Spirit of the Trees. That is super awesome. D Nice it goes, why is Lewis late? I think he's on some special project, but I don't know what. He didn't tell me. I know as much as you guys. Bernadette goes, let's put it this way, Lisa, the new girl trained with her and now refuses to. She complains to our subs, and well, she's on her last leg, thank God. Oh my gosh. That's the best. When the problem is ready to get the boot. I hate to say that about some people, but some people, oh my gosh. Chris Barber, what is up? Kimberly Martin goes, Lewis is live. That's why he's late. Oh, that might be why my phone went cha-ching or whatever it does. Wait a minute, Iva! Thank you for the PayPal for the stay home fund. Love you, Lisa. Hearts for Iva. Guys, thank you, Iva. Thank you for the support. I do appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. One step closer to full-time 2024. That is my goal. I haven't decided what month in 2024, but 2024 is the goal. D Nice goes, I think 2018 Fate was telling me that working a regular 9 to 5 is not for me. I became fully disabled this year and no complaints. Exactly, D Nice, because you could kind of make your own schedule, but sometimes we do need structure. Not to say we do need that routine, but it's nice when you don't have to deal with stress. Bernadette goes, you got this, Lisa. Ooh. Rochelle goes, the autumn breeze is here in Colorado. You were lucky, Rochelle. We had some nice weather. We did. I was hoping that the heat was gone, and today it was like, boom, humidity. I hate humidity. Melissa Smith says, my birthday's December 20th. Make your goal December 20th, 2024. Well, I could do that too. Hey, why not? Judith. We got hit with crazy humidity, but luckily I was inside for most of the day. I didn't even know what the weather was like until I left work. Then I was like, oh, that's what they were talking about. All right, guys, we are going to get into ghosts in the news. Someone said he was live, but I don't see Lewis. Oh, wait a minute. I guess he went on because it says announcement. Wait a minute. I got something else. I love it when my phone doesn't tell me like everything. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. Thank you for the PayPal. Boo. Love you, Chica. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. Sorry I missed you. You got mixed. Like, I didn't even get an email about it. Thank you, Bernadette. Love ya. Thank you for the support. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. Hearts for Bernadette. Iva and Jennifer Marie. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody else. I didn't know. Who said the trip to Judith? About your trip to? I don't know. You gotta ask Lewis about that one. D Nice goes, I have my own business here and there, one of which is crocheting. I'm excited to finally give you your gift I made you, probably when Steph comes to town. Oh, cool. D Nice, that is super cool. Shadow Toto goes, my golden retriever was born on December 20th. My Australian blue Australian shepherd was born on December 30th. Holy crap, Daniel Miles, 6 subs? I would definitely hear you down the street. Jen, what is up? Intergalactic Angler, what is up? Mandy with the Nerd Report raid. What's up, guys? Angel Nikki. Daniel, definitely everyone can hear you. They're probably showing they're throwing shoes at you. Hey, but I like my music loud, so I can imagine. That sounds great. All right, guys, I am going to get into Ghost in the News, where I Google Ghost in the News and see what pops up. Fortunately, the Hatbox Ghost from the Haunted Museum is back in the news. I guess they're showing when it's going to officially date. I didn't even read it. I just saw a bunch of Hatbox Ghosts, or whatever his name is. Spring Storm goes, Lewis distracted me. Mrs. Coco B, looking forward to hearing the legend. So I did find this article that I found. Hold on, give me a second. Let me share my screen. Vicky, what's up? Welcome. Oh my gosh, this is doing something weird. Give me a second. Because I'm using a different browser. Are you kidding me? This one doesn't select a window. This. Did that work? Katie Cat, Carolina Rain, Dex Ramon, what is up? Juanita Samuel here from Nerd Report. Welcome. Bernadette goes, good lord, I'm getting too old for multitasking. I'm using a different browser, guys, so give me a second. Oh my, the entire screen. What does this do? I'm almost afraid to see what this does. No. Sorry, guys, it's giving me work. Judith, Tammy, or Angel, what's up? Mandy. Give me a second, guys. I apologize. I switched browsers because for everyone that's new here, I was having some issues. The ghost kept messing with my mic. Gunner Girl, I did not. I'm kind of afraid to do that because I'm afraid my computer's not going to come back and it's the only computer I have. D Nice, I went to Firefox because I was using Chrome. Nerd report in the house. Tamara Z, what's up? D nice. I don't know how to share my screen. Oh my gosh. Well, if it doesn't share, I'll just read it. But I need to figure that out so I know for the next time. Hey, yeah, if it's not one thing, it's the next. I'm trying. It says entire screen. I'm almost afraid to do it.
What's up?
What's up?
Damn, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's very, very low. But I just want to say thank you, everyone who came in from Nerd Report. Please help Lisa. Ask her a lot of questions and stuff. And Lisa, you can hear me loud and clear. Everybody can hear me loud and clear. Thank you, Melissa Smith, for that very generous GoFundMe donation today. Thank you very, very much, Melissa Smith. We will be praising you, talking about everyone who helped tomorrow or the day after on Nerd Report. So, yes, we did get everything, Melissa Smith. Hearts for you. Lisa, I got to go because I can't hear anything. But have a kick-ass show, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I'm gonna hearts for Melissa, guys. That's super cooler. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me. You guys. Oh, there. I think I figured it out. Did I? Let me see. The problem is when I go back, I can't check it. Clicks out of it. Whoa. Yes, I did. Yes. Sorry, guys. I'm using a new browser and it works a little different than Chrome. Anyways, this is Ghost in the News, where I Google what's ghost. I Google Ghost in the News and see what pops up. And as I was saying, there's the haunted museum the haunted mansion and the hat box ghost or whatever is back in the news. So I had to do a little digging. So I did. No, I just can't go back to my other screen because it'll do that weird thing. But hey, this will work for now. So this is off of ABC4, and it's Bernadette. Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Hearts for Bernadette, Shiloh Toto, Louis Ricks, Angel Burrito, Mandy, Diane, Christy Fox, Nikki, Carol S, Alice, Elaine, Teresa. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. You are all gifted memberships from Bernadette. Thank you, Bernadette. And just remember, your membership is good for 30 days. Just as an FYI, in case anyone did not know. So this is things to do in Utah. Utah's most haunted ghost encounters on a recreation trail in Provo. So Provo, Utah, the Rock Canyon Trail in Provo is well known by locals for its stunning views, shaded landscapes, and according to some who visit, its unexplained paranormal activity. Chris Barber, I think it's the lowest one is like $299. I want to say $299 or $199. For a membership. I can't remember. That's kind of bad, but I can't remember. If anyone in the chat knows, please drop it. I think it's $2.99 a month. Tamara Z, welcome. Julius, yeah, I think it's $2.99. Okay, the Rock Canyon Trail in Provo is well known by locals for its stunning views, shaded landscape, and according to some who visit, its unexplained paranormal activity. Intergalactic Angler, welcome to the channel as well. D Nice, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Iva, JS, Priscilla, Masha, Delia Lux, Cat, Water Dragon, Frosty Vent, Fig J Anger. Sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome to the Wolfpack courtesy of D Nice, guys. Hearts for Neat Dice. And Lisa Boo, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Love your streams, Lisa. Much love to you and all hearts for D Nice and Lisa Boo, guys. Thank you for the support. With all the beauty of the trail and various types of recreation there for locals, there have been countless reports of mysterious encounters in the area, particularly during poor weather. During the 1850s, as pioneers from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints were slowly migrating into the area, there was reportedly a clash between those pioneers and the people of the Uday tribe who inhabited the region. The conflict, better known as the Battle of Fort Utah, resulted in the death of dozens of Native Americans, including the wife of Chief Perayart. Many who have hiked the trail recount hearing screams in the canyon, as well as echoes of a woman sobbing, believed to be Chief Perayart's long-lost wife. There have been several other ghost sightings in Rock Canyon, from a man dressed in clothing from the 70s making his way down the trail before disappearing, to the apparition of a young girl playing along the creek, singing to herself until passerbyers get too close and lose sight of her. Also commonly recreated by climbers, Rock Canyon is said to be only for the most experienced mountaineers. However, over the years, accidents have been reported where climbers have lost their grip and fallen to their deaths. These deaths only add to the mystery of the canyon, with campers describing odd sounds of footsteps, whispers, and even whistles in the area. So, guys, in the chat, have any of you guys hiked this trail? I have never hiked that trail, but heck, that sounds interesting. Julissa, thank you for being a member of the Wolfpack for 5 months. I love Lisa and the Wolfpack hearts for Julissa as well. D Nice, when I was a kid, you've been there? Bernadette doesn't hike. Intergalactic Angler says, I have never seen a ghost. Tamara Z says, nope. D Nice goes, I was probably in a stroller. Okay. Mandy goes, no, but it sounds interesting. It does, but it's saying it's for experienced hikers, so maybe it's not a place for me to hike because I'm not a super experienced hiker. Chris Barber goes, Utah is one of the few states I haven't been to. I think I've been to Utah, a small portion of it. Manda Panda, what is up? Bia Stone says, sounds like a hike for you. Definitely. Rochelle goes, I wish I didn't have severe anxiety, would hike more. Actually, the funny thing, Rochelle, anxiety or exercise and hiking is what helps with my anxiety. That's what keeps it away. So, Spring Storm, thank you for being a member of the Wolf Pack for 4 months. Oh, hearts for Spring Storm. Thank you. Intergalactic Angler said, I went through Salt Lake with the Antique Roadshow. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. Yeah, Rochelle, with my anxiety, if I don't exercise for a couple of days, I start getting jittery and I'm like, yep, I gotta get a workout in. I gotta do a walk. I gotta do something or I get all. Manda Panda, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Hi, hope you're well. I am. Hearts for Manda Panda. Thank you. Bernadette goes, when I drove through Utah, I saw an alien. At least that's what I think that was. Tyranna! What's up, Tyranna? Rochelle says, I need to maybe start the insanity workout. I have never done that one. I'm kind of afraid that one, but I should try that one too. Ozzy Walks, what's up? Phoenix by Blood, welcome. Lewis Ricks goes, I'm a triple decker anxiety sandwich, gotta start hiking. Even guys, even walking helps me. I don't know if that's gonna help you, but that's what helps me. Walking helps me. I do my exercise bike. You can see it behind me. I do kickboxing at home with online workout. I like to do Les Mills. I haven't kickboxed in a while. That reminds me. I've been out when the weather's nice. I like to be outside. Even when it's hot, I kind of just go around the neighborhood. I don't hike too much when it's super hot, but I do go walk around the neighborhood. Louis Rick goes, walking is great. It is. I love walking because you get fresh air, calms you down, put some headphones on, listen to some great music. Rochelle goes, I have, when I was living in Big Bear, California, went all out doing the insanity workouts, like up on the mountain hill. It was really kind of fun, and actually, you're right, it did help with anxiety. Emily, what is up? Vic goes, I tried the Five Guys workout. It was very delicious. Chris Barber goes, I always count every portion of a state. Mom and I accidentally drove into MA, once turned right around and went back to VT, but I count Massachusetts. Bernadette, thank you for being a member of the Wolf Pack for 5 months. Hearts for Bernadette, and she did the classic Tyranna. Daniel, I rode my skateboard yesterday. Oh my god, D-Nice, I have that game, the Ring Fit game for Switch. The squats. It literally makes you almost touch the ground when you're doing squats. But believe it or not, for a game, it does burn. I haven't done it in a while. I should revisit it. Julissa goes, it really helps. I've been on a regular walking, hiking routine, and it's been wonderful. Mandy goes, we have a place, numerous places here in North Dakota that are haunted, but one is in Dickinson, and it's a house we call the Lionhead House. A doctor offed his whole family and himself in that. Ooh. Tamara Z, oh my god, I love hearing you. This is my first time. I already love you. I'm a Nerd Report fan. Thank you, Tamara. I appreciate that. D-Nice going hiking in Big Bear is good, especially because the air is cleaner. Definitely. I have to do that. I've never done that. That should be one of the things I do. Mandy goes, it's a super interesting story. I will have to look that up. Intergalactic Angler's going, I'm working out right now. The beer can is kind of heavy. It's late. I'm tired. For anyone that's new, if you guys have a ghost story, or a personal one, or one that you've heard, like a urban legend, please email me at graysonreport13@gmail.com, and I will read it on the air on my next stream. I've had a few cool ones, and I do like ghost stories, guys, so it could be a UFO one too as well. Oh, spring storm. Hope the fuzziness goes away soon. Bernadette. Mrs. Coco B, I'm from Cali. Big Bear is full of fun and is beautiful during the winter and summer seasons. I am from California too, guys, and I definitely need to make it up there. Michael Nothing, what's up? I don't know why my voice is cracking today. Spirit of the Trees goes, I have many more ghost stories, just need to send them in. Please, Spirit of the Trees, I love all y'all stories. Hey guys, Bernadette can brag. Come on. Not the workout part. Gunner Girl goes, my hubby was born in Big Bear. Most of his family lives there. It's so beautiful. I want to retire there. Oh, that is super cool. That's like a great place to be born, especially in California. Chris Barber goes, I want to go back to Big Sur soon. One of my favorite places on earth. Jennifer Marie goes, I know I keep meaning to send more in too. Guys, when you have a chance, go for it. Vic goes, I've had my fair share of shadow people and black masses. Vic, if you don't mind, email me a story and I'll read it on the air if you don't mind. Mrs. Coco B says, don't take the 18 up there, though. It's super scary to drive. There's no edge. They call it the rim of the world. Oh my gosh. I'll just try not to look at on the side. Nice. Firefox has like this weird layout. It's like it reminds me of Zoom. It's like, stop sharing your screen. Spring Storm says, I thought I had a good story till I wrote it. Well, share it, Spring Storm. I don't mind them. I love stories. Give me a second, guys. All right, guys, I have another article that I Googled that I thought was kind of cool as well. This weird share screen. You're going to get like a weird screen first. But this article, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, is from Japan Today. Melissa Smith says, a few months ago, my dog untrained himself. Oh my gosh. Untrained himself because he suddenly is terrified of the backyard. I hate having to always walk him. Could I have a backyard ghost? Maybe. That's a possibility because they can sense things that we can't. D Nice goes, do you have 2 monitors or 3? I have. D Nice, I am working off 1 monitor and a tablet. And my tablet likes to go in and out for the chat. That way, that's if you ever notice why I'm looking off to the side. So I could see the chat. If not, it would be only 1 screen. Believe it or not. No, it did not share the screen. How dare they? No, I'm just kidding. All right, you're going to get a weird screen first. Okay, this one's from Japan today. I don't like how it does that. I like the way Chrome does it better. It starts off with the Fuman-in Temple. If the ghost stories don't scare you away, you can enjoy some local tea culture. Matsu, the capital of Shimaine Prefecture, is known for its tea ceremony culture and a host of local ghost stories. Fuman-in Temple, located northeast of Matsu Castle, carries connections to both of these claims to fame. Founded over 400 years ago, Fuman-in is home to its historic tea house, a traditional style garden, and a bridge that is the setting of one of the city's most chilling legends. It is a must-see for fans of traditional culture and folklore. Ghostly presence. That looks super awesome. One day I would love to visit Japan because it is full of history and definitely full of the haunted locations as well. The Fuman-in Bridge, located in front of the temple's main gate, is allegedly haunted by the ghost of a woman. It is said that this ghost usually keeps to herself unless you sing a particular song, which will anger her and subject you to her wrath. Lafcadio Hearn, a writer who immigrated to Japan in the late 19th century, detailed the results of this ghost's anger in an anecdote from his book, Glimpses of Unfamiliar Japan. Supposedly, there was once a samurai who went to the bridge and sang the forbidden song, unafraid of the rumored ghost. When he finished singing, nothing happened, so he went home. Upon arriving at his house, however, a mysterious woman presented him with a box that contained the head of a child. Ooh. When the samurai entered his home, he discovered the headless body. No way! In addition to the ghost of the bridge, another supernatural presence is said to be found in the temple's main gate. If you look at the gate ceiling as you pass underneath, you may see footprints or handprints, which are speculated to have been left by ghosts. Whoa, guys, what do you think of that temple? I do not, whatever that song is, I am not seeing it on this bridge. That is crazy. Like, he just went to the bridge, a samurai went to the bridge, started singing the song, nothing happened, so he was like, huh? Went home, got a gift from an unexpected visitor. It was a head, and found it was his own offsprings. That has to be, yeah, no, I don't think so. No, that's crazy. But I would love to visit Japan one day. Daniel Miles goes weird for sure. Rochelle goes interesting. D Nice goes, you were not prepared for that, Lisa. Literally, my jaw dropped. No, I wasn't. This first time reading, I kind of read it I kind of skim through it a little bit, but I don't really read it. I read it with you guys. So the reaction you get from me is like the first time reading it. Yeah, because I like to be surprised too when I read these things. Unfortunately, some of the articles aren't well written, so that kind of sucks, but this one was well written, luckily. Tamara Z goes, I love her reaction. That's totally me when I read a book. Tyranna goes, did you get a new computer system? No, I actually, same laptop. I just changed browsers. So it's weird. But so far it's working, so hey. No ghost in the machine yet. I'm gonna knock on wood. But I am talking about ghosts, so the ghost can't get jealous. Pablo goes, Japan, nice tea if you could keep the head. The shamanistic unicorn Tam says, yeah, chilling story. Bernadette goes, I love when you go, wahoo! But yeah, that I kind of like Japanese or any Asian folklore. I like Japanese horror, so it's kind of cool to read some folklore and some stories behind places. Tyranna goes, I love your hat. Thank you, Tyranna. I got it from Spirit Halloween. I have to stay away from that store. Mrs. Coco B goes, I just stepped on a crack today. Now I'm concerned. Let me call my mother real quick. Bia Stone says those Asian stories are pretty morbid. They are. Michael, nothing with the Tyranna. Now my voice isn't cracking. Oh, it says stay spooky, Rochelle. Lewis goes, Japanese culture in general is so cool. It is. Oh my God, yes, Lisa, I spent 200 of that dang store. I think I spent, you don't want to know. If I go back in there, I'm going to probably spend more. There is so much cool stuff there. Chris Barber goes, I must stay away from that store. Everywhere you go, there's something cool. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. I even had one of the store associates come out. You sure you don't need anything? You don't need any help. I was like, no, I'm just not trying to spend my entire paycheck in the store. Gunner Girl goes, me and my hubby's 35th anniversary is tomorrow after getting married 2 months after we met. Wow, super happy anniversary, Gunner Girl. Hearts for Gunner Girl, guys. Her anniversary is tomorrow and it's the 35th anniversary. Wow, that definitely congrats. And it's a sweet story. I could tell you guys when I met you guys were super close. I thought that was cool. I love the relationship you have with your husband. I think that's super cool. Hold on, I didn't add the background music. Should I do rock? I don't think rock is the vibe though. There, just in case. That way there's sounds like wow. All right, we got a little bit of the ambiance in the back there. James S., what is up? Amanda Panda goes, I literally dyed my hair half orange and half black for spooky season. That is super cool. Chris Barber goes, I just got another solar outdoor skull light. I got a little ghost. And you could put one of those candles in there. Or you could put a real one, but I got one of those going on, so I got a little ghost. Yeah, spooky season is my nemesis. Bernadette goes, the alien love making music. Matthew goes, my parents' anniversary is the 11th. Oh, cool. Happy anniversary to your parents. All right, guys, did you know that they're coming out with another pet cemetery? While Lewis and I went to Comic-Con this past July, they had like a little people were walking in a line, one with drummings, and they were giving away daisies, and I got or sunflowers, and I got two of them. Unfortunately, they died. But yes, there is a pet cemetery coming to, I think, Paramount Plus. And let me. This is from Bloody Disgusting, and I thought I would share this with you guys. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines new prequel movie, rated R for horror, violence, and gore. Paramount Plus is taking us back to Ludlow, Maine this Halloween season with original prequel movie Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, the untold chapter from Stephen King's classic novel. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines will premiere Friday, October 6th, exclusively on Paramount Plus in the US, Canada, Latin America, and Brazil, and Saturday, October 7th in all other Paramount Plus international markets. The film has been officially rated R for horror, violence, gore, and language. All previous, I like how that is all bold. All previous films in the Pet Cemetery franchise have also been rated R. That includes the original 1989 movie, its 1992 sequel, and the more recent readaptation from 2019. The Untold Chapter, which I have the poster behind me. I'm not sure if you could see. It's behind Larry, Jerry, Bubbles, and it's by my speaker back there behind me. The Untold Chapter's official synopsis. In 1969, a young Judd Crandall has dreams of leaving his hometown of Ludlow, Maine, behind, but soon discovers sinister secrets buried within and is forced to confront a dark family history that will forever keep him connected to Ludlow. Banding together, Judd and his childhood friends must fight an ancient evil that has gripped Ludlow since its founding, and once unearthed has the power to destroy everything in its past. Pet Cemetery Bloodline stars Jackson White, Tell Me Lies, Mrs. Fletcher, Forrest Goodluck, The Revenant, Jack Mulhern, The Boys in the Boat, Mayor of Easttown, Henry Thomas, The Fall of the House of Usher, Gerald's Game, Natalie Lynn Lind, The Goldbergs, The Gifted, and Isabella Starr LeBlanc, True Detective Night Country, and Pam Grier, Cinnamon, Jackie Brown, and David Duchovny, guys. Californication, and The X-Files. The film is directed by Lindsay Anderson Beer in her directorial debut with a script written by Beer, that's a great last name, and Jeff Butler, and produced by Lorenzo Di Bonaventura and Mark Veridin. The highly anticipated film will be featured in the Paramount Plus Peak Streaming collection that curates fan favorite horror movies and iconic Halloween episodes from beloved series. And this is the poster, guys. It looks super cool. I am actually excited for this one. I am super excited about that one, and I saw them. They were promoting it at Comic-Con. It was super cool. Bernadette says, I sent you a pic of the premiere of the cat for Pet Cemetery and Instagram. Oh, I remember him. He was so cute. Michael Nothing Goes Pet Cemetery is cool. Is good. Rochelle goes, it's Paramount. They are good. It's actually going straight to streaming. It's not a movie theater release. And also, guys, oh my God, I almost forgot. Did you guys catch the Thanksgiving teaser trailer by Eli Roth? I guess it used to be a Grindhouse feature or something like that, and he decided to make it a film. I am super excited for that one. I'm a huge Eli Roth fan. If you guys have not seen it, it's kind of disappointing because it is a teaser trailer, not to lie. It doesn't show much. I don't really like teaser trailers, but I can't wait to see that one. It's called Thanksgiving, guys, so if you want to check it out, by Eli Roth, I am looking forward to that. And I was able to see The Nun 2 on Tuesday. I got to see it early, an early screening of it. And I was kind of, I don't know if I should, well, I mean, it's out already, so technically I can give my reaction. Bernadette goes, it was in the works for, yeah, I think he's been thinking about it for a while. And he finally, Vic goes, I saw that trailer yesterday. It looks like The Purge at Thanksgiving. Yes, it does. And guys, with The Nun 2, I know Iva's like, please tell me. No. There was not enough of the nun in it. I felt like the first one was better, to be honest with you. Review. I felt like the first one was better, because technically I could talk about it because it's already released. There was not enough of the nun in it to begin with. The storyline, I mean, the cinematography was cool, but it just was like, I don't know. It was, the trailer to me looked cool. The trailer looks good to me. There were some cool scenes, but it just, I didn't feel like it was like, oh my gosh. I felt like the first one was better. And then what's your Vera Farmiga's sister? Tessa Farmiga, I think is how you pronounce her name. She played Sister Irene. So everyone wants to say that she's related to, because Vera Farmiga plays Lorraine Warren. So they kind of were like, well, are they related? Well, in real life, they are. Bernadette goes, The Nun 2. I was none of that. First one was boring, and from what I hear, 2 is the same. Yeah, it kind of is, guys. It's great cinematography. I love the nun. Like, I like the character. She's freaky as hell. The typical jump scare fashion of the Conjuring universe. You're gonna expect that. I personally don't like jump scares. They don't get me anymore. I usually know when they're coming. Even Lewis was whispering in my ear. He's like, 1, 2, 3, jump scare. So I was like, you know what I mean? So it was kind of but guys, if you want to really see it, go for it. But personally, I would wait for it on streaming to catch it. But it's pretty much a jump scare type of film, which I don't care for jump scares. I like the jump scares, and it was more of a it was funny because they had a reverend talk before the screening start, and he goes, I am Reverend, I forgot his name, we're gonna say a prayer before we start this screening. If you guys need to talk to me because you got a little bit scared, I'll be right outside when the movie ends. No, he literally said this. I mean, I got a movie poster out of it, and I got this cool oh my god, the necklace is still in my bag. I never took it out. This cool necklace, because there is Saint Lucy. They make a reference to Saint Lucy and the eyes of Saint Lucy, so we got this cool necklace with her on there. Spirit of the Trees goes, I don't like continuous jump scares. Bernadette goes, I want something to make me crap my pants. It's predictable now. I know what you mean. Tamara Z, I'm a horror movie buff. Same here. Good luck scaring me. Daniel Miles goes, I just found an old movie I used to watch, Tromps from 1979. Anyone remember A Robot Dog? No, I don't remember that one. Julissa goes, I like jump scares, but prefer to see those at home. Matthew goes, jump scares were better when they did it ever so often, like in the. I know, I do love the horror movies in the 80s. I really do. Melissa Smith goes, my kids love to jump scare me. I'm such a bag of nerves. I get so mad when someone jump scares me. I'm like, ah. And they usually they do it when I'm concentrating on something because they know they try to scare me, and I'm always 2 steps ahead of them. Jennifer Marie goes, I won't even do haunted mazes. That is just too much anxiety for me. I smile. I have the biggest, when I go through those haunted mazes, I've got the biggest smile on my face. And my goal is, because I usually know like where the jump scare is going to happen. So they jump in front of me. I'm like this, because they get like right in your face. And I'm just like this. And I look over. I'm like, okay, pretty cool. But so I got to work on me. But I like watching the other people that go through the mazes and they're screaming. Oh my God, I love watching that. I laugh the whole way. Or especially when you go to horror nights, they have people wielding chainsaws. And I'm like, dude. And girls, you always hear the girls, they're screaming and they're chasing them, right? And I'm like, dude, you realize they can't touch you with the chainsaw. They can't do anything. So Chris Berg goes, I won't go to haunted anything because I'm tired of getting grabbed in places I don't want to be grabbed. Depending on where you go, because some of those, they really do like get in your face. And Melissa Smith goes, my son used to crab walk up the walls in our house like the prisoner did. He would hide in the corner of the ceiling and scare the holy. Whoa, that's crazy. Iva goes, I'm never expecting it. Rochelle goes, some people are just crazy. They are. Depends on what like haunt you go to. It depends. Like some of them won't touch you. Some of them there is like a warning where they'll say like the actors would get in your face type of thing. And I don't know, for you guys here in the States, Knox Berry Farm has this necklace that allows you not to get scared, like for you not to be scared by the actors. And I saw the necklace. I was like, cool, I just want the necklace. I don't care about getting scared. It was like a cool light up necklace with like a spider on it, I think. A lot of people were talking crap about that because they were like, well, the whole point of it is to get scared. But if you see, a lot of people don't do those things because they might have a heart condition or something like that. So I thought it was kind of cool because it allows those people to experience it without getting scared. Good question. Rochelle goes, but what do you do when you're in the same zone someone who wants to be scared? That's a good question. I don't know how they figured that out. They might have like a plan mapped out. Intergalactic Angler goes, haunted hayride chainsaw wouldn't work, so we started grabbing people's feet in the carriage. I've always wanted to go to the haunted hayride in Los Angeles. I've just never been. Melissa Smith goes, scariest haunted house was that one at Great Adventure, New Jersey. It burned down and whoa, that is crazy. That is super crazy. Matthew goes, I've seen that in videos here on YouTube. Other channels I watch go to parks and events like that, some especially for horror, Halloween horror. Those are the best ones to go to, the funnest, because when you do go, when you do the press for like, which is what Lewis and I did last year, they do give you like a fast pass, so you don't have to stand in line. So you could do the whole thing like in 2 hours. which is basically like it costs extra money to go to, but if you ever go to those things, it's better to get a fast pass or you'd be spending time in line all night long. Rochelle goes, back in Michigan, I saw that the Sundance place they did like a hay maze pain, and I thought that was really scary because it was like Sleepy Hollow or the Headless Horseman. Ooh. That's super cool. Technically, September starts spooky season, not October. Julissa goes, but they should never touch you. I think in some places there's a waiver or like a warning where they say the actors do touch you. Vic goes, I miss suspense and psychological horror. 80 horror definitely needs a comeback. I know what you mean. I love watching all the movies I grew up with watching. Those were the best. It wasn't full of CGI. It wasn't full. There was practical effects. Bernadette goes, I took my son to the 13th floor and this mechanical snake came out. My son pushed me in front of it. Good thing I love snakes. Vic goes, is there an actual Halloween town somewhere? You know what? I think I'm going to say there is. I could have sworn there was. I remember reading somewhere that there is. I know there's a Christmas town. That's Christmas 361 days out of the year or something like that. Spirit of the Tree saying Lisa in this chat. That is so cool. I remember one time I was going through a maze. I forgot which one. It was years ago. And there were Chucky dolls in this maze. And I remember going, oh my God, that's so cool. And then they jump scared me. And I jumped at that one because I wasn't paying attention. They knew exactly when to get me. I was so mad. I was like, dang. Shiloh Toto goes, we went through the haunted house in Universal, which was based on the Mummy. My son was 4 and petrified, so I had to carry him at the very end. One of the dog guys hit me when you jumped out to scare us. Oh, wow. Shiloh Toto goes, my son was horrified, so is the guy, but I found it hysterical. Bernadette goes, yes, there is. It's in St. Helens, Oregon. Thank you, Bernadette. I knew I read somewhere where there was. Bia Stone goes, my hubby and I went through a haunted house and he was squealing and screaming and using me as a shield. The actors were laughing their heads off. Tyrana goes, they don't make good scary movies that scare you anymore. True, they don't. It's like jump scare. I did too, Spirit of the Trees. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. That is hilarious. I mean, it's funny. When I go in the maze, I'm like the first one to go. I'm like, all right, let's go in here. Bernadette goes, who needs a scary movie when life nowadays is scary enough? That's true. Jump scares and Willem scream. It must stop. Vic says. Chris Barber goes, I can't remember when I saw a scary movie last and not jump scare movies. Julissa goes, you're so brave. I just walk in there. I don't care. Let it pop out. Yeah, let whoever jumps out. Usually, like I said, I usually already know I can tell when the jump scare is going to be. Like I can time it. And then also too, usually there's a couple that's ahead of me and they scream. So that's how you know too. Intergalactic Angler, thank you for joining. Shout out to the most recent movie that made the hair on my arm stand up that I thought was Boy in the Wall. Very little scares me. Rochelle goes, I think to truly enjoy scary things, there must be a sense of martyr in your life. Bernadette goes, oh, and Lisa, apparently, like the whole clown thing was happening. Now people are dressing as nuns and scaring random people. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. All right, guys, I got one last article from Ghosts in the News, and then I'm going to continue. If you guys caught my standalone video the other day about the ghost stories, I'm going to finish the last of the ghost stories, and then we're going to go into the creepiest urban legends, which are my favorite. I know I think I've gone over Korean urban legends. I've done urban legends by state. I think I did some Japanese folklore, some Latin American folklore. I love folklore. So anything, that's probably one of my favorite things to read because I like the little horror stories that come out of locations and the history of them too, because some of them do have history to them. Marina Carroll says the real life Halloween town exists less than 3 hours from Seattle in the town of St. Helens, Oregon. Bernadette also said that. Vic goes, we have a haunted cornfield here. Last time I went, guys chased me with a chainsaw and giant pitchfork. That is cool. Why do I think that is cool? But that sounds cool, Vic. That sounds fun. And this is from Northern News Now, and it's holding on to history. Do ghost trains haunt Northland Woods? Moose Lake. Northern News Now. In November 1911, newspapers from Minneapolis to New York reported on a train that had sunk 7 feet in a swamp near Blackhoof on the Sioux line between Moose Lake and the Twin Ports. Some folks in Moose Lake say the engine is still out there. However, these people at the Moose Lake Historical Society say they've never heard that rumor. I've never have heard that story. No, said Ray Pezavant, a docent at the Moose Lake Area Historical Society. What do you think the odds are that it's actually true? Asked reporter Dave Anderson. Well, it's always possible. Unfortunately, nobody documented it properly, so we don't know the facts, says Pezavant. Ken Bueller of the Lake Superior Railroad Museum has heard many variations of the sunken locomotive theme. Bueller says the subject of those rumors are called ghost trains. He tells us some tales of abandoned logging engines have an origin, in fact, like the Split Rock Logging Railroad. They left the engine at the end of the line and there it sits today rusting away in a field or maybe in a swamp, says Bueller. Ken reports those ghost trains were eventually cut up and salvaged. Some stories about ghosts turn out to not even be trains at all. Divers have proven that the wreck poking up out of Host Bay on Basewood Lake in the Boundary Waters is not a railroad relic. It wasn't a lost steam locomotive, but a steam-powered barge that pulled logs across the lake, said Bueller. A similar logging story comes from the popular area. What it really was a steam tracker that had tread on it so it could pull logs in the winter, said Bueller. One ghost story that is true involves Canadian Pacific Locomotive 694. It fell into Lake Superior near Marathon, Ontario in 1910. Northlander Tom Crossman found the wreck in 230 feet of water in 2016. Just like they found the Titanic, they went up and found the steam locomotive that had fallen off the rails and into Lake Superior, said Bueller. Maybe someone else in the future will find the so-lying ghost between Superior and Moose Lake, holding on to history in Moose Lake. Dave Anderson, Northern News Today. I thought that was kind of interesting. Melissa Smith is, am I the only one that thinks Thomas the Tank Engine is scary? So it's basically saying that some of these trains are actually real and not ghost trains. So I thought it was kind of interesting. It was a little different. Shiloh Toto. I think it was actually called The Boy. I think I've seen that movie, The Boy. Yeah, I have. All right, guys, let me get down to where I left off. So, who saw my stream? My little Brandon, what is up? Who saw my stream? That, well, it wasn't a stream. It was a video of where I just read ghost stories the other day. Bia Stone, Melissa Smith, Rochelle, Chris Barber, Julissa, Daniel, Marcella, what's up? Bia Stone listened at work. So I did not, because there was 43 stories. I stopped at 20, so I'm going to read I'm going to finish it. Bernadette did, Lisa Boo did. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish them because I didn't want to sit there and read the whole thing and make it a super long video of stories. So I'm going to finish them on the stream, and then we'll go into the creepiest urban legends to end off the night, and I will open it up for questions as well. Tamarazi, how do I subscribe? I think there's a join button. I see it differently than you guys. So if anyone in the chat can say, can answer Tamara Z's question. I believe there's like a join button when you go to the homepage on my homepage on YouTube. Bernadette, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Welcome, Tina, Heine, Evelyn, Elizabeth, Carol. Welcome to the Wolf Pack, guys. Courtesy of Bernadette. Hearts for Bernadette. Guys. Spirit of the Tree goes, I watched too, Lisa, and I liked your standalone. Thank you, Spirit of the Trees. So what I'm gonna do is I stopped on number 20, so we're gonna continue reading. Number 21. I lived in one when I was a teen along with my parents. Several instances come to mind. We were remodeling an old farmhouse and had been there a couple of months before witnessing anything. One day, I was underneath my truck, which was supported by one jack. Stupid, I know. They tell you don't do that. They tell you to use 2. I was in the middle of working on it with no good reason to get out at the moment. Suddenly, the urge to get out from underneath overwhelmed me. No sooner than I got out, the truck fell to the ground. The jack had slipped. Freaked Dad out. He thought I was under it. When Mom got home, we mentioned it and she started crying, sobbing pretty hard. It turns out the previous owner died in the driveway under a vehicle in that spot. Whoa. I would often see moving shadows and strangely hear music from the upstairs area. The windows of the old house were chalked shut, and black birds would often get caught between the panes. We ended up replacing all the windows, but we had to break 3 inside panes to get them out. One of the more disturbing things happened when my mother was cooking breakfast. She turned away to get something out of the cabinet, and when she turned back around, all the fork sets out were bent straight up. Dun dun dun. I like that story. That is crazy. Beth Bearclaw, love the stories. First stories 2 watched at 3 a.m. Thank you, Beth Bearclaw. That is trippy. Number 22. My father-in-law died before my son was born, so he never met him. When we moved into our new home, my son would often be laughing in the middle of the night by himself. No biggie. Kids will play with anything. One day, we were finally putting pictures up in the house, and once I put up the picture of my father-in-law, he said, "Oh, Mommy, why do you have a picture of the man that comes and plays with me at night?" He had never ever seen a picture of my father-in-law before. That gave me the chills. But that's cool. I like stories like that because that's super cool. That is a heartwarming ghost story. He does. Bernadette goes, he looks like Pedro Pascal. He does. Number 23. So 2 weeks before we moved, my dad and I toured our house, and I noticed this guy was painting the water heater, which I thought was weird as F. I was like 10, so whatever. Anyway, we moved in on a Wednesday, and my parents let me stay home from school until the following Monday and preoccupied me with coloring books and a new dollhouse. In my brand new crayon pack, there literally wasn't a blue crayon. Like, it was a 64 pack, but there was only 63 crayons in it. One day, I went downstairs into the basement, and my blue crayon was next to the hot water heater, and scribbled on there it said, "Hi, Fitner 6 Kevin." I was so confused. I started school and my new classmates were like, "Oh my God, do you live in Kevin's house? Your house is going to be haunted." It turned out that Kevin was a little 8-year-old boy that lived in our house prior to us, and he got hit by a car in the front yard. Whoa. He would write notes if he left out a pen and paper, opened and closed doors, adjust the thermostat, the kind where you had to turn the knob, and always turned on Christmas music when it was that time of year. We had a swing set in the backyard, and even on the hottest, calmest days of summer, only the left swing would be moving back and forth. We had this dumb cat that I would lock in my bedroom at night, and every morning my parents would open the door and let him out, then close it back. One night I woke up and the cat was meowing at the door, and it woke me up. But the door opened and the cat hissed and ran out really fast. I asked my mom the next morning why they didn't close my door, and they said they didn't open it. The last story is when I was very upset and nearly one year during Christmas break. The police just randomly show up at my house. The policeman said he was patrolling our neighborhood and felt like something was wrong at our house. I'm absolutely certain Kevin had something to do with it. Carbonized stardust! We're just finishing the ghost stories that I read on a video I did the other day, and we are going to go into the creepiest urban legends. I kind of like that one. It's a cool little story. Number 24. I am not the type to believe in ghosts, but this happened to me and I have no explanation. My mom passed away in 2016 at 56 of cancer. She was in hospice and died in her home. One of her favorite songs was "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," which I added to her memorial video. Fast forward months later, I am cleaning out her home for her belongings by myself. There's no one else there. At one point, I have an emotional breakdown and step outside to collect myself. When I return, I hear music coming from the other side of the house, which immediately struck me as weird, as not only was I there alone, but the electricity in the home is shut off. I followed the music to a bookshelf where I find it emanating from a snow globe. It's motion activated, it only plays music when picked up. The song? Somewhere over the rainbow. Ooh, creepy. "25. I had the best haunter ever and missed my first home because of this. I grew up with a cat, Boots, who was just a year my junior. Boots was motivated only by food and spent his later years sleeping on my parents' bed until someone came home. Sorry, I thought I heard something. So then he'd jump off the bed with a thunk thunk of his front and back paws hitting the ground and run to his food bowl to beg. He had to be put down when I was 18. My parents moved out of my childhood home during my first year of college. I went back a few times before it sold. Every time I was certain I felt the cat's presence. Like I'd hesitate my steps because I was sure a cat just walked under my leg kind of thing. Also, upon walking in, I'd always hear a thunk thunk like Boots jumping down to beg for food. My mom and I went back for the last day my family would ever be in that home, and I told her on the way what I experienced. To my surprise, she had the exact same feeling. When we walked into the house, thunk, thunk, we exchanged shocked glances and confirmed we both heard it. I went and sat in my empty room while my mom got the final things together, and while my eyes were closed, I had to force myself to not pet a cat that I felt walk up to me because I knew logically he wasn't there. Before leaving, we stood in the hallway outside my parents' bedroom, hugged each other, and cried, saying bye to my first home. I said I thought Boots was still around and suggested we take his spirit to the new house. She agreed, so we called out Bootsy from my parents' room. Thunk, thunk. We both heard it. I don't think he came with us. He never liked car rides, but I hope the owners since us have enjoyed their ghost kitty. He was a good boy. Aw, that's cute. Daniel Miles goes, I have a cat just like that. Rochelle goes, are you trying to spook us more? I swear to God, I heard something. Bernadette goes, oh, he looks like my cat. Rest in peace, Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. She had 2 wonderful kitties that she lost recently. Beautiful kitties. Number 26. Chris Barber goes, I love animal ghosts. Years ago, my husband and I were trying to see if we could get a modest house by contract for deed. We took my sister along to look at the house. It still had someone's personal items in it as though they had just stepped out, but it was for sale. We walked all through and were hopeful. Suddenly, my sister said, wait, I know whose house this was. This house belonged to that guy my son knew who died in his kitchen. This was Tony's house. At that precious moment, a cabinet door shot open and whacked her on the backside. Never one to be rattled easily, she looked up and said, okay, Tony, I get it. We checked. It was indeed his house. The cabinet had been tightly shut and the floor was stable. I never seen a cabinet door randomly swing open with a force behind it like that. Not enough to hurt, but fast as though a hand had whipped it open. You had to be there. I wish we could have gotten the house even if he was haunting it. He was known to be a nice guy, very funny, and he wouldn't have mind sharing it with him. Aw. I like ghost stories like that. Number 27. My mom and dad passed just 5 weeks apart of unrelated cancer. We had taken my son with us to my parents' house to feed their cats. My son was 7 at the time and he wandered downstairs to explore. At some point, he reappeared upstairs, strangely subdued. At the time, he hadn't yet learned to lie, nor did he make stuff up. My wife noticed his demeanor and asked, What's up, kid? He said, Pop is outside by the fence. I want to go home now. Whoa. Slayer selection, what is up? Number 28. When I was in college, I lived in an apartment complex. Every once in a while, at around 2 a.m., I would hear breaking glass. It was clear as day. I never found any broken glass anywhere around the apartment. My younger brother would come out and party with us, and once or twice he came busting into my room thinking someone was breaking in. Finally, one night, my girlfriend stayed over. She would kick and push in her sleep, and at some point, she nudged me, and I woke up. When I looked over at her, wasn't asleep. She was sitting at the foot of the bed, facing away from me. When I said her name, she stood up and walked out of the room, and then the sound of glass breaking happened. I looked around and realized that she was still laying next to me in bed. That was the only time I saw anything in the place, but heard the sounds pretty constantly. Freaky. 29. I was babysitting my niece when she was 2 years old. My sister was renting a very old house that was built in the 30s. I'm alone in the place with her while my sister is working overnight. It's about 11 p.m., and she's been asleep for a couple of hours at this point. I'm watching TV in the living room and see her running down the dark hallway. She stops just before the entryway to the living room, and I jokingly say, "You better get back to bed, or I'm gonna get you." I got up to get her back in bed, turned the hallway light on, and found that her bedroom door was still closed. I opened it to find my niece completely passed out in her bed, drooling and everything. It wasn't my niece I saw in the hallway, so I took her to sleep with me that night. Number 30. At the time when this happened, about 8 years ago, when I didn't believe in ghosts as much, my family and I were staying at a historic hotel in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I had a few spare moments and decided to explore the hotel because it was absolutely beautiful. I got lost, and I happened to run into someone who looked like they worked for the hotel but weren't a house cleaner or a clerk, so I was unsure of their position or job. I asked for directions back to the lobby since I had to meet my family in a few minutes. The moment I arrived in the lobby and walked past the front desk, a clerk and a security guard were staring at me in shock and pale faces. The security guard asked me who I was talking with earlier for the directions back to the lobby. I told him I thought it was someone who worked at the hotel. Well, when you know, it turns out that floor I was on, I can't remember it for the life of me, had a bunch of paranormal crap that goes on regularly. The person I was talking with never appeared on the security feed, even though they should have been in plain view. It was super creepy because I had shaken this person's hand for some reason, and the footage just showed me shaking hands with the air. The person appeared in front of me as any other person would have when I touched their hand. It felt like any squishy person would normally, and yet they never showed up on the footage. There was no way I could have blocked out the person from view of the camera either, as I'm only 5'6". The security guard even pulled up a second angle for further proof. No one else believes me despite the footage. To this day, I still don't know how to explain it. Marina goes, Fort Gary Hotel downtown here in Winnipeg. Bia Stone goes, hey, that's my city. Number 31. I was in my room writing in my journal before bed. It was a bit later and my parents were asleep. Most lights in the house were off except the little desk lamp. All of a sudden, this figure stood in front of me and I couldn't breathe. It only lasted maybe 5 seconds, but as soon as I could move, I ran to the bathroom and locked the door. When I did, I heard footsteps immediately leave my room and the door gently closed behind. I stayed in that bathroom for an hour at least. It still scares me to this day. Marina goes, I stayed there in the room on my wedding night. Cool. Bia Stone goes, must be Fort Gary. Beth Bearclaw, I go ride the elevator and scare myself at Fort Garry. Number 32, the unexplainable occurrence. So, I was actually the reason my parents are believers now, and I still get chills whenever my mom or dad tells a story. A lot of odd things happen building up to this, but this is the big one. I was only 1 year old and I was sleeping in between them. But when they woke up, I wasn't in the bed anymore. They searched everywhere for me and said that when they finally looked under the bed, they found me underneath it, directly in the middle where I'd be sleeping up top. They have no idea how I got there, and it completely spooked them. Whoa. Marina goes, I saw her standing at the edge of my bed. She blew steam on my mirror. Whoa. That is crazy. Said, get out. Marina, that is crazy. Rochelle goes, spooky. Number 33. A couple years ago, I was still living with my parents. I was upstairs in my bedroom, hanging out in my room and watching TV. I was on the phone with my friend at the time, and I exited my room and went downstairs to have a cigarette. The only other person in my parents' house that day was my dad, who later I found out was asleep in his room on the main level. Anyway, I was gone for about 7 minutes, and I walked back upstairs and entered my bedroom. I was still on the phone, and I walked toward my bed and sat down. After 20 seconds or so, I glanced back up to play my TV, and there at the end of my bed was a piece of paper sticking up from the base. I just remembered not understanding what I was seeing, and never in my life have I so quickly dropped dead silent. I just remember saying, Nate. And he kept saying, What? What? And I could hardly speak. I quickly said, I'll call him back, and immediately took out my phone and took a picture. It was an old economics paper of mine talking about the government and the divide our two-party system creates in America. I wrote this econ paper 3 years prior. There were originally 2 pages to it, but it was missing its second page. The edges of the page were burnt, and there was a big yellow triangle that almost looked like it was highlighted smack dab in the middle of the page. It almost looked luminescent. It absolutely scared the F out of me. That paper had to have been in my closet stacked away with all my other schoolwork, and now it was ripped from the other page and was placed at the edge of my bed, sticking upright for me to see. I was gone for only 7 minutes. Nobody could have done that. Chris Barber goes, why are ghosts so rude? Why can't they just say, can you please exit? Bia Stone goes, a friend of mine had reception there. We got locked in room and had to call so somebody would let us out. Whoa. Marina goes, she stole my blanket. I would wake up in the floor and I would see water running in my bathroom in the morning. The front desk asked if I will stay in that room again. I said, no, of course not. I wouldn't either. I think one night is enough. Thank you, Gunner Girl. Diane! Number 34. When I was younger, I lived in a small house that was really dark and quiet at night. I always woke up around midnight most nights and would look for something to eat in the kitchen. So one night, as per usual, I woke up and went to grab the first slice of bread from the new bread my mom bought that day. The kitchen is completely dark besides the two small windows that were fogged so no one could look in. There was a small corner around my fridge that was just dark, like darker than the rest of the kitchen, even when there was light hitting it. However, I was partially asleep, so I don't think much of it. So when I went to grab the slice of bread, something hit me in the face. I went to wipe it off my face, and all I felt I were these long, long fingers. I was terrified and ran back to my room, and as I ran, I could hear and feel something chasing me. And I could hear all kinds of things falling behind me as I ran back to my room, frightened. When I got to my room, I shut my door and felt my eye, and it was bleeding. To this day, I have a scar. Never have I encountered something that terrifying again. Tamara goes, so I had a woman read me and I wasn't interested until my hand was clasped on my mouth. Whoa. 35. The earliest memory I have is of an experience with an apparition. Based on what I know, I was no more than 3 years old when I saw it. My parents didn't believe me and always had some explanation for me. We moved houses, any tiny thing would happen, and there, but once again, my parents always chalked it up to an overactive imagination. Fast forward to getting married, moving into an old apartment, and things starting to heat up a little bit. Bins would get flipped over and the contents dumped on the floor. Then we moved in and my in-laws with my in-laws while my husband went to school. Cue the real events. The house would go through periods of high activity, particularly centered around me. My husband said he would hear me calling him from another room, but I wouldn't be calling him. He would see me pass by the bottom of the stairs as he was coming down and would follow me all the way around the corner into the far room, only to dead end with the room empty. Here's the main story. My husband was working nights and I was home alone on the farm while the in-laws were out of state on a trip. One of the dogs goes into an episode staring at nothing in the middle of the living room, absolutely losing it. Rabid dog. I can't get her to calm down. Usually a light touch on the back will snap her out of it, but I could not call her off this time. I finally go to my room to take a breather and I hear her stop. Maybe 15 minutes later, she is at it again. I go halfway up the stairs and am talking to her through a banister, finally getting her to come over to me and stop barking. She keeps looking next to me at the top of the stairs. Then a huge slam on the baby gate there happens, rattling the gate and the banister. I ignore it because I've heard that the best thing to do when something right next to you. The dog barks, but I get her to stop again. Then right in my line of sight, I see a pin slid forcefully off the table, flying multiple feet before hitting the ground. The dog immediately runs to attack and goes into another fit, looking for something next to the table. I start to lose and immediately go back upstairs to my bedroom. I sit on my bed next to my cat napping there. He stands up and comes to me since I'm upset and crying. I hear the dog move back to barking in the living room closer to my room. A minute later, my cat turns to look at the doorway. His back raises up, ears pinned back, and his hair stands on end, looking straight at the doorway. I ran out of the house at that point. That was the worst it ever got. With what I know about the experience through my life compared with where I was staying, I've kind of begun to think I might be a poltergeist. Number 36. My childhood home was notoriously haunted. We moved into the house when I was around 6 and my brother was 3. It started slow with him and I seeing weird things at night and constant nightmares. Things would go missing only to return a few days later. We would constantly hear people talking, footsteps, and doors slamming when no one was around. Over the years, though, it started to escalate. One parent was in their bedroom during a party when they heard a child running and the door to their walk-in closet creaked shut. She assumed it was me or my brother and went to open up the door. When she did, some of the t-shirts that were hung close to the floor were swaying. Peeking out from behind them was a little girl she did not know. The little girl vanished before her eyes. Another story. I was home alone waiting for my boyfriend to come over. I heard him call my name, so I came out to my bedroom and headed toward the front door. When I came to the stairs that separated my room from the front door, I saw this thing. It almost resembled a person, pitch black, crawling up the stairs. It cracked its neck to look up at me, and I ran. I called my boyfriend, and he wasn't there. I hid in my room until he came. Whoa, that's scary. You and I care. What is up? "37. This happened when I was 11, visiting a lighthouse in Michigan that was supposedly haunted by a boy. My parents wanted to take a tour with the tour guide, but I wanted to play outside considering we had been touring various sites in the Upper Peninsula that day. No one was around, so my parents ended up letting me play outside the lighthouse while they took a quick tour. As I played outside, a really beat up ball rolled up to my feet. I bent over to pick it up, and as I stood back, I saw a boy standing next to the edge of the lighthouse looking at me. I assumed the ball was his, so I tossed it over to him, and he wandered away. I didn't think anything about it, but when my parents were done with the tour, they asked what I did. I told them something along the lines of, I was just wandering around, and I helped this kid get his ball back. The tour guide was with my parents, and when I mentioned the kid, he looked startled because, as I mentioned earlier, there was no one other than us at the lighthouse. Only 3 cars: my parents' car, the tour guide's car, and the car belonging to the person at the front desk. The tour guide asked me to take a look at a picture on the lighthouse. I know this sounds super cliche, but when he showed me the picture, it was the picture of the exact same boy with the exact same beat up ball. Apparently, the kid died at the lighthouse. On a side note, we checked around and there was no boy. So you might be asking me, why was this creepy, especially considering that the boy never scared me or tried to scare me? What creeps me out is that I touched the ball. When it comes to ghost stories, most people only reported ghosts, not other objects. Assuming that was a ghost with his ball, what the heck did I touch? Also, it felt solid like a real ball. If it was a ghost ball, then how the heck do you explain what I touched? This still bothers me to this day. Bernadette goes, so I hear that when you sneeze a lot, a spirit by you or something. Is that true? Because I'm sneezing like crazy right now with Lisa's stream, and my Alexa went off again for no reason. I've never heard of that, but that's a possibility. That is crazy. Number 38, where we're taking a tour of the Battleship Massachusetts in Fall Rivers for my girlfriend's 30th birthday. She wanted to do scary stuff, and I wanted to see museums, so we stayed at the Lizzie Borden House and the next night at the the Shanley? It's a Shanley Hotel. I didn't personally feel any definitive paranormal activity at each location, but there was definitely signs. The one place I actually wanted to go that wasn't meant to have any paranormal activity was the ship. While we were touring the bathroom cafeteria area, I was snooping around in the shower, just curious, when I got tapped on the shoulder. Thinking it was my girlfriend, I turned around and no one was there. She was a few rooms away, and we were the only 2 people in that area. Nothing was hanging above me or leaking. The area was a little cool, and it just felt as if a human touched my shoulder. And I'm 100% certain it happened. I found it ironic considering the only other places we had been were known for their ghost activity. "39. My best friend came to visit me, and this being South Africa, was waiting for the security gate of our home house to let him in. He was calling my name, and I was on the toilet. We both hear my dad saying, 'He's on the toilet. He'll be right there.' My blood froze. My father wasn't home. We had no idea what to make of it." Number 40. I'm from Indonesia, where paranormal activities are quite normal here, but then I had this one disturbing experience. One day, I went into my uncle's home in Geneva. He loves collecting statues or historical stuff. Then I was asked to take out the trash that day, and I went to the basement where his office room is at. It's a small room, like 2 by 3 meters. Then somehow I saw a statue of a goddess with 4 or 6 arms, and the aura in that room just suddenly cold. There were 4 rooms in the basement: 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, an office room, and a storage room. Somehow, after I grabbed all of the trash, I couldn't find the stairs to go back. It's gone, literally gone. I was quite panicked, and then I smelled some strange scent, like an ancient flower. I went in the office room and spoke to the statue. "Hey, I'm sorry if I disturbed you in any way. I cannot imagine. I need to go back upstairs, okay? Just let me go." Then after that, I could see the stairs again. But after that, it took me years to be able to go back into any basement. Number 41. A close family friend had been in a coma for a few weeks before his death and wasn't allowed visitors. Not sure if that was his family's choice or the hospital's policy. I was about 3 at the time, so my parents hadn't been able to visit him before he passed. In our house, we would always leave the hallway light on. It hung near the bottom of the stairs. The morning after he passed, the light was off. My mother spotted it before me. On first glance, she thought the bulb had just blown out, but then she noticed that it had been removed from the light and placed carefully on the stairs on a higher step than it would have been had it somehow fallen. My mother believes this was his way of saying goodbye before he went. Ah. Rochelle goes, espresso, the feeling you get when you run out of coffee. Chris Barber goes, that was a good one. Number 42. I have a ghost of a boy who died in the 20s in my room, and he literally steals things from plain sight when you look away and then they're gone. And the only way to get that object back is to politely ask him for it. It then appears ever so either somewhere that was already searched multiple times before, or it's placed somewhere it's physically impossible to get to. Number 43, the last one, this disgruntled granny. One night, my grandmother was looking after me, and it was just the two of us in the house. I was sitting on the floor in front of her while we were watching TV. Suddenly, we heard loud footsteps upstairs, then one of the doors slammed shut. I grabbed onto her leg because I was horrified that someone was in the house, but my grandma just looked up at the ceiling and yelled, "Don't slam any doors in my house." I never got to talk to her about it since she passed when I was still young, so I'll never know who she was talking to. Crazy. What did you guys think of those ghost stories? That's the only thing I don't like about this one. It shows my entire screen. Chris Barber with the "that's so cool." Shamanistic Unicorn Tam with the thumbs up. Ozzy Walks. Be a Stone said pretty good ones. Slayer Selection said very interesting ghost stories. Diane goes, I really like the one with the light on the staircase. Jennifer Marie loves all the ghost stories. Tamara, I loved it. Rochelle giving coffee advice or recipes. Julissa goes, I enjoyed them. Chris Barber goes, creepy cool. Spirit of the Trees loves all ghost stories too. Tyrana, we're all good. Thank you for your awesome stream. I still have more, guys. I've got urban legends coming up. Rochelle is torturing us with her coffee advice. Iva goes, I appreciate you. Thank you. Bernadette goes, Lisa, you brought my spirit out. I think I have never sneezed so much after you read these stories. Maybe they like the stories, Bernadette. Beth goes, a good Saturday night with these, Lisa. Thank you. You and I care. Thank you for the super sticker hearts for you and I care. Thank you, you and I care. Rochelle goes, yes, I actually used to work at a gas station and got told that all the time from customers. Spirit of the Trees goes, yes, don't stop, Lisa. I'm going to see what I can find out about that hotel here in Winnipeg. Cool. Nothing wrong with coffee, Rochelle. All right, can you hear me now? Yes? I actually changed browsers and I thought it actually fixed the problem, but it didn't. So it's something else. Tamara! Thank you for the super sticker! Hearts for Tamara! Thank you for the support! I'm glad you guys can hear me! It actually went a while, so I thought I finally fixed the problem because I switched browsers. And it did it again. So it's not the browser, it's something else. I'm so mad. I've tried everything. I've deleted stuff. I've done so many stuff. I wonder if there's extensions on here. I don't think there's any extensions. That's the only thing I didn't look. But I mean, I fixed the camera from freezing. But yeah, Matthew goes, you made almost 2 hours without it. I know. I was like, what the heck? I'm so mad at it because I don't know what it is. Shiloh Toto goes, I'd like to thank you for finding these for us and then reading them to us. Oh, no problem. Bia Stone goes, ghosts don't want you talking about anything but them. Bernadette goes, I'll have my spirit to call your spirit to stop to do that to you, Lisa. Oh my gosh. Beth Bearclaw goes, guess who's back? Casper! Ozzy goes, you deserve a YouTube plaque for being the YouTuber who does the most reading in a live stream because all the stories and all our comments. You deserve an award, Lisa. Thank you, Ozzy. Slayer says there's a lot of creepy ghost towns in Alberta, Canada. That is super cool. Melissa, I am on a Windows computer. I'm using Windows 11, which I probably shouldn't. But my computer's trying not to download it, and it downloaded it one day, and I was like, crap. Bernadette, thank you for the super chat. Hearts for Graysonreport. Hearts for Bernadette as well. Thank you, Bernadette. Spirit of the Trees goes, poltergeist? I don't know. I don't know if it might be my computer. Or the cable, but I swear I've tried everything. Like, Lewis has the same mic. I think Jules uses the same mic, and they don't have this problem. So it's something to do with my computer. It's either that or I got a bad mic. You know, that could happen. I am so annoyed with it. Melissa goes, I can't help you then. I work IT, but all Mac. So anyways, before my mic goes out, let's get into the creepiest urban legends. And I'll keep a look at the chat just to make sure that... Well, Brandon, that's what we were thinking, and we switched cables, and it didn't... It started doing the same thing as soon as I switched the cable, so I was like, forget this. I may, because I have a mix board, I may try putting it through a mix board. Brandon, it's actually a USB mic. So I might try it through, because I do have a mix board, I might try it through XLR. I don't have an XLR cable. I gotta see if Lewis has a cable I could borrow to see if that would work, because I've literally tried everything. I'm so annoyed with it. Alright guys, we're gonna this is from Explore, and it's the creepiest urban legends of all time. If my mic goes out, please let me know. And I'll keep an eye on the chat just so I can reset it. Call it folklore or legend, but certain scary stories have been told for generations. These are told around campfires, at sleepovers, by parents trying to keep their kids in line, or by locals about the spooky house down the street. They're whispered around campfires and passed down from generation to generation, ranging from a disfigured man lurking in a tunnel and a creepy clown stalking children to a ghost ship on the river and haunted hotels. These stories have most certainly sparked fear even in the most courageous person, or at the very least, made you look twice before walking into a room or under a bridge. Some of these cautionary tales are pure fiction, at least we think, while others are rooted in the truth, making that much creepier, that much creepier. A local tragedy or weird next door neighbor becomes a haunting or a warning. Regardless, each time they're told, the terror continues and the legend lives on. While almost every country, city, and town has its own legend to be told, some have gained a bit more notoriety than others. Some have even landed in recent news, making headlines for their creepiness factor. Others inspired movies and TV shows. This this list the 25 This list of 25 urban legends from across the country would undoubtedly have you sleeping with the lights on tonight. Crosby of Staten Island. Willowbrook State School. Bernadette goes, girl, make an Amazon wish list so we can help you out. You're so freaking worth better equipment. I do have some stuff on there, but I will re-look at it and add some tech stuff on there. Because I am getting frustrated. And this is a brand new mic, guys. I literally got it in January, I think. So it irritates me because Jules and Lewis, Jules uses it all the time. I think Lewis uses it every once in a while. He has a different mic on, but he does use it on the side. And he doesn't have problems with it. So I'm beginning to think it's my computer. Or I could have just got a bad mic, too. It happens. There are stories like this in nearly every part of the world. A mysterious man who hides in the dark and snatches up children. Often parents would use these tales to keep their kids from misbehaving and running off. Unfortunately, the legend of Crosby in Staten Island is based on some truth. The story goes that an escaped mental asylum patient with a hook hand hid in the abandoned Willowbrook State School waiting for lost kids to K. In reality, a janitor named Andre Rand, who worked at the school before it closed in 1987, was suspected of actually kidnapping children and was found guilty of the crime in 1988 and in 2004. Why does this sound familiar? The name sounds familiar. Like, I know what you did last summer. Or it sounds familiar, like the name. Marina Ghost spirits use electric as a way of energy to communicate. True. The Dog Boy. The story is simple but terrifying. Word around Arkansas was that a part werewolf, part man was wandering the streets of the town of Quitman. The truth is actually scarier. In the 50s, there was a boy named Gerard Beatus who was thought to torture stray animals. When he got older, he turned his cruel behavior to his parents, and his father was found dead in 1981. The mother was then kept as a prisoner in the home until she was saved and later testified against him in court. The legend goes that his ghost still wanders around on all fours and looks like a hairy dog. Whoa. Charlie, no face. A disfigured man lurking in a tunnel is what nightmares are made of. And that was the urban legend told in the millennial friendly city of Pittsburgh. The tale was that a man with a severely burned face, hence Charlie No Face, would set up shop in an abandoned train tunnel and make the electricity go wild with his very presence. Well, the story is kind of true, but not so scary. In actuality, there was a man named Raymond Robinson who did suffer a nasty burn from an electrical line and only came out at night. But he was rather friendly and would take pictures with local curious teenagers. Nerd Report, what's up? The Liquor. The story is creepy on many levels. While there's no particular origin or truth will tell behind it, the story still gets told around the campfire. Basically, a girl receives a dog as a gift and it would sleep with her each night. She would often put her hands down and feel the dog lick. Then one night, while her parents were away, she heard a dripping noise and went into the bathroom to turn off the tap. When she returned to bed, she felt her dog lick her hand. This happened several times until the girl investigated more and found her dog hanging, what? With a note reading, humans could lick too. Whoa, that one's creepy. Yeah, Nerd Report, it just went out. The same issue, but it 2 hours in. So it's not the browser, because this is a different browser, so it's something else. That I have no idea what it is. Again, guys, if the mic does go out, let me know. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. The roommate. If you're currently living with a roommate, you might want to stop reading. The legend goes that there were 2 college dorm mates. One went to a party while the other stayed home to study. When the one girl returned home after a night of drinking, she saw her roommate lying in bed and fell asleep thinking nothing was out of the norm. When she woke up the next day, she saw her roommate covered in blood with her throat. To make it worse, above her bed, the words, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?" were scribbled in blood. The Black-Eyed Kids. A journalist named Brian Bethel first told the story in the 1990s, claiming it was true, but it has since become an unsubstantiated legend. He said that when he got in his car after a late night of shopping, 2 children appeared at his window asking for a ride home. He almost agreed until he noticed that their eyes were completely black and had no pupils or irises. He quickly drove off, and since then, other people have claimed to have encountered the Black-Eyed Kids. And Melissa Smith, it's also delayed, too. So it takes like a... The Slender Man. The legend of a tall man who hides in the wood waiting to snatch his victims actually made the news. It's not because there actually is someone who lurks around at night looking for young children, but instead because a 12-year-old girl actually stabbed her classmate, blaming it on the Slender Man. She said she committed the act to impress the fictional character, believing he was real, so he wouldn't harm her family. Luckily, the other girl lived, but the crime makes the legend that much freakier. I do remember that. I saw a documentary on that. About the 12-year-old girl. It's crazy. The clown statue. Bottom line, clowns are creepy. And this legend doesn't help. The story goes that a babysitter of a wealthy family was told to watch TV in a specific room after the children went to sleep. While there, she got creeped out by a clown statue and called the parents to ask if she could move rooms. They instructed her to grab the kids, leave the house, and call the police. Why? Well, the kids had been complaining of a clown watching them in the middle of the night, and the parents thought it was just nightmares. It turns out it was a little person dressed as a clown stalking them. Good news, there's no proof this story is true. Bernadette's like, no clowns! Chris Barber hates clowns. You and I care clowns. No clowns, please. Bernadette's like, nope, 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 nope. Clowns actually don't bother me. Chris Barber goes, I hate clowns. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. Part sweet and part scary, the tale of the vanishing hitchhiker has been told for years. Two boys are driving to a school dance when they encounter a young girl on the side of the road hitchhiking. She asks for a ride home and they invite her to dance. One of the boys lends her a coat because she is cold. She then asks to be driven home at the end of the night, and the boys oblige only to realize she kept the coat. When they returned to the house the next morning, the girl's mother greeted them and explained her daughter had died on the corner where they picked her up 12 years earlier. Sure enough, the coat was found in the cemetery where she was buried, draped over a gravestone. Alright, nerd report. Killer in the back seat. A woman was driving on an empty highway late one night only to have the car behind her flash his bright lights for miles. She got scared, so she drove as fast as she could. With the other car following her dangerously close and flashing his lights the whole way, she made it to her driveway, and the man from the car followed her, saying to lock the doors and call the police. It turned out he was trying to save her because he saw a man in the back seat getting ready to stab her. Even though the tale is not true, it might make you check twice before getting in your car. Randy, what's up? Bloody Mary. One of those most famous legends of all time has to be the one about Bloody Mary, and not the drink. If you say Bloody Mary in the mirror 3 times in a dark room only lit by candle, you can summon her spirit. If done properly, you will see a ghost or woman covered in blood in the mirror. Some say she will then reach through the mirror and drag you into the underworld. While this scenario is not plausible, Bloody Mary is based on a real person. It's just up to debate as to who it is. Some argue it's Mary Worth from the Salem witch trials, and others believe it's Queen Mary I of England. Vic goes, this used to scare me so bad as a kid. Brandon did this in the mirror a couple of weeks ago in the stream. Nothing happened to Brandon, guys. The babysitter and the man upstairs. Babysitters seem to have no luck in the legend. A girl is watching TV after putting the children to sleep and waiting for the parents to get home. The phone rings and she answers, but there's no one on the other end. It rings again a few minutes later and a man asks, have you checked the children? And hangs up. The babysitter ignores the call thinking it's the father. Then the phone rings again and the man asks the same question. So the babysitter calls the police, who trace the call and say it's coming from inside the house. The girl runs upstairs to get the kids only to find a man covered in and all 3 children. Babysitters beware. Whoa! Heather, whatever! Slayer Selection says the power went out when we tried Bloody Mary, scared the crap out of us. The many horrors of Turnbull Canyon. I actually want to hike this. The 49,000 acre canyon is a real location with lots of urban legends associated with it. Located near the popular vacation destination of Los Angeles, the area was once called Hutukninga, aka the place of the devil by Native Americans. Then it was said to be the spot where witches and Satan worshippers were sacrificed children. These spirits now haunt the canyon. Those ghosts, of course, were joined by the spirits of 21 other children who died in a plane crash. Although there's no record of one, and there are other tales of cults and aliens here too. Whatever you're scared of, it lurks in these hills. And this Turnbull Canyon is in Whittier, and I've been wanting to hike it, so one of these days I'm going to hike it. There is a hiking trail there. Riverdale Road. Riverdale Road in Colorado is 11 miles of sheer terror. For years, people have told tales of cars getting attacked by the ghost of a jogger in a phantom car driving up and down the road. The most popular story was that of the gates of hell. These gates block the entrance to an abandoned mansion where a man once burned his wife and children alive. The physical property and gates are now gone, but some believe the spot is still a portal to hell. Perhaps find a different route if your GPS is suggesting Riverdale Road. I never did. I've heard of light as a feather or stiff as a board, but I never did it. Curse of Lake Lanier. The man-made lake in Georgia became a hot spot for the urban legend because it is a site where many horrifying things happen. It's known for a high number of boating accidents and drownings. The skeleton of a woman was found at the bottom, still trapped in her car after she went missing in 1958. Her spirit is now said to haunt the lake and its shores. Then some homicides occurred there. Monstrous catfish also apparently swim at the bottom. People blame the fact that it's a party lake on the number of deaths, but it still hasn't stopped some from believing there's something more sinister swimming around. The Phantom Jogger of Canyon Hill. To see if this legend is true, you have to follow some pretty specific instructions. Idaho's Canyon Hill is home to a midnight jogger, an apparition, of course. To see her, you have to park between two specific trees in the Canyon Hill Cemetery at night. If you do so, a legless spirit will knock on your window and then continue running. Luckily, she seems to be a friendly ghost who just wants to make her presence known and get on with her workout. The Vasilla Axe Murder House. Yes, this house is in Iowa is real, and it's said to be the most haunted place in the state. Back in 1912, 6 members of the Moore family and 2 other guests were killed with an axe here. The crimes were never solved, but legend has it that the home is still haunted. It's considered one of the most haunted places in the world, and you can actually spend the night there to find out yourself. Although the ghosts seem to make people go a little crazy, like the ghost hunter who oddly stabbed himself here in 2014. Ooh. Stull's Gateway to Hell. Who knew there were so many gateways to hell? This one is apparently in Kansas. According to legend, the devil himself uses a roofless church as a portal to get to hell and come out on Halloween and the vernal equinox. The reason they say he chose this spot is that it was the site of a witch hanging, while the other theory is that the graves are that of Lucifer's children. The truth? There are hanging trees there, but it was torn down in 1998. It hasn't stopped people from coming to find the devil, though. Tyranna! Thank you for the super sticker. Hearts for Tyranna, guys. Thank you for the support. The Watcher. While this legend is newer than most, it's pretty creepy. After a family moved into a mansion in Westfield, New Jersey in 2015, they started to get letters signed The Watcher. In the notes, the mysterious person explained that he was tasked with watching over the house. He then started to write creepy notes like, "Do you need to fill the house with young blood?" I requested, and "Who was the bedroom facing the street?" The scariest part, this actually happened and is still under investigation. That's crazy because it's on Netflix. If you guys ever caught The Watcher, and exactly what it says here. I didn't know it was the same thing. That's crazy. Super creepy. The Montauk Project is a legend so famous it served as the inspiration for Stranger Things. Back in the 80s, a series of government experiments were supposedly conducted. Nerd Report! Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Hearts for Nerd Report. Beth Bearclaw. Alyssa. Invisible Rose. Kobayashi. Mad Scientist, welcome to the Wolf Pack. All courteous of Nerd Report. Hearts for Nerd Report. Thank you. Nerd Reports, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Who's matching me? Hearts for Nerd Report again. Bernadette, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Hearts for Bernadette. I am losing my voice, guys. Sorry. Cheryl. Christina. Jackie Ripper. Oh my god, it's going so fast. Toddy, New York City. Small Wallflowers. Corbin. Alana M. Just in Time. Oh, I like that name. That's a cool name. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. And Los Federales. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. Back in the 80s, a series of government experiments were supposedly conducted in the famous surf town of Montauk, Long Island. Some claim that children were experimented on here and there were portals to other dimensions. It seems part of it might be true after a parapsychologist and electrical engineer named Peter B. Nichols wrote a book about his repressed memories from his time working in Montauk. He described genetic experiments, children spies, and time warps. The Platte River Ship of Death. Since 1982, people have reported seeing a ghost ship on the Platte River. It's allegedly appeared out of the fog, and you'll see the crew standing over a body. That body is the corpse of a loved one still alive. Then shortly after, that person will die. Leon Weber first told the story and saw his girlfriend in the vision. She died soon after. In 1903, a lumberjack lost his friend, and after seeing the same phantom ship, perhaps avoid the river if you notice some fog rolling in, just to be safe. Brandon goes, I'm going to make my BoJack howl for the new pack members. Cool. Randy goes, I grew up in Long Island. Truth. Diane, thank you for the super chat. Stay spooky on Grace Report. Hearts for Diane. Thank you for the support, guys. The 13 Steps to Hell. The Maltby Cemetery in Washington was rumored to be the resting place of a weird wealthy family. To access the tomb, you had to climb down 13 steps. The descent later became deemed the entryway to hell for damned souls. The steps have since been removed, but people still head to the spot and claim to have experienced paranormal activity, like being greeted by ghosts. It looks like there's more than one way to get to hell in this country. The Bunny Man Bridge. In Virginia, you might want to steer clear of Fairfax Bridge at night. Why? Well, it was given the nickname of the Bunny Man Bridge for a folklore tale saying that a man wearing white and bunny ears holds an axe under the bridge. Some people reported the man even has thrown the axe. Also, dead rabbits have been spotted all around the nearby woods, making the legend even creepier. And one year, several teens were found after visiting the bridge on Halloween, allegedly. Brandon Torres says Bad Bunny has a bridge. The Hayden family curse. The curse began with William Hayden, who was a wealthy Vermont man. According to legend, he blew all of his mother's money and then poisoned her to death. When she started to complain, on her deathbed she allegedly said, "The Hayden name shall die in the third generation, and the last to bear the name shall die in poverty." For the next century, the family was struck with financial troubles and mysterious illness. Their mansion was also said to be home of a lot of paranormal activity, and the dead mother-in-law. The house then turned out to be the epicenter of other heinous activity. A Canadian family later used it to smuggle Chinese immigrants for slave labor. Ooh. Bernadette! Thank you for the super chat. Love you, Lisa. One day Chica hauntings together for sure. Bernadette. Hearts for Bernadette, guys. Thank you, Bernadette, for the support. The body under the bed. There's nothing like checking into the honeymoon suite only to find that it stinks. According to legend, that's what happened to one couple, and they complained to the front desk. When they were told the room was clean, they stayed another couple of nights until the smell became unbearable. After checking out, a maid looked under the bed to find a rotting corpse. Gross. It turns out something similar happened for real in Atlantic City in 1999, when a missing man was found in a motel room. Word to the wise, don't stay in a stinky room, especially on your honeymoon, when you deserve a trip full of romance and luxury. Alright guys, what did you think of those urban legends, and what was your favorite? Thank you, Bernadette. I support those I love and believe in 100%. Bernadette goes, but no clowns. Lisa, please. All right, Bernadette, we won't go to the clown motel. Vic goes, cool. I love clowns. I don't mind clowns. Randy goes, Lisa, you are my favorite. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it. Spring Storm was like, second, no clowns. I don't mind clowns. I really don't. You and I care. I agree with Bernadette. No clowns, please. Jennifer Marie is like, no clowns and no jump scares. Heather whatever goes, I didn't hear all the stories. I'll go back and hear them later. My mom loves clowns. Randy goes, I passed the clown motel on my road trip. That is so cool. Dan goes, I like the one with the coat on the headstone. That one was cool too. I did like that one. Springstorm goes, no dolls either. Vic goes, it seems like the It movie has done its damage. Randy goes, clowns can be creepy. Randy goes, dolls are really creepy. Slayer Selection goes, the clown one was uber creepy. A lot of people don't like clowns, believe it or not. Randy goes, I love the hat. Thank you, Randy. Julissa goes, clowns are cool and scary doll stories are. Spirit of the Trees goes, clowns are okay. Wouldn't want to date one for sure, but dolls, hell nah. Springstorms, oh, killer clowns from outer space scared me. Bernadette goes, dolls I do like. Thinking about adopting a spirit doll from someone I know. That would be cool, Bernadette. Super cool. As long as it's a nice spirit. That's still cool. Heather Whatever goes, I like clowns. I have 2 friends who went to clown school. They are very kind people. Cool. Vic was, I would love to hear and learn more about demonic possessions. Huh. Maybe I'll see if there's an article out there about a demonic possession or a story. Rochelle goes, maybe you should make yourself a voodoo doll? You can use things like raffia, all natural stick, as Rochelle says. Tim Rocket, what's up? Spirit of the Tree. No, just people are mentioning clowns. Bernadette goes, I also divorced a clown, so maybe that's another. Vic goes, Ouija boards freak me out, but so fascinating too. Randy goes, the place looked interesting outside, from the outside. I've seen the Clown Motel, but I've never been there. It's in a different part of Nevada I don't normally drive through. Alright guys, I'm going to open it up for questions. So if you guys have any questions. Springstorm knows my great-grandmother was into hoodoo. She used to say the hoodoo will get you. Chris Barber goes, I always enjoyed Zach's reaction to the Clown Motel. He hates clowns, too. It's funny, he hates dolls, and he has a room full of dolls in his museum. Tamara Z goes, Lisa, you're awesome. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Bernadette goes, we have to definitely visit Nevada for the spooky places there. Yes, definitely not in the summer, though. Nevada gets hot in the summer. I remember walking in 106-degree heat on the strip. It does get hot there. Bia Stone says, mine growing up was the Boogeyman. Tyranna! Thank you for the super sticker with the fitness pair. Hearts for Tyranna, guys. Spirited Trees goes, Lisa's U.S. version of Spooky Boo. Marina, the next time I go live is on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because I do still have a 9 to 5, so I can't go on as much as I want to. So for right now, it's Saturdays at 8 Pacific Standard Time and then Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If I can add another day in, I hope to do so in the future. Slayer selection goes, we got dolls in Greece from legit gypsies. Well, the one my sister got was a Chucky doll. We came back and we watched the Chucky, the movie. After that, we tried to throw away the doll a number of times. Years later, we found out it was my mom digging back out and putting it back. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Bernadette going working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Dolly Parton never said it so true. I know, that's why I used the 9 to 5. Because she's like, working 9 to 5. Alice, what's up? Marina goes, how about interviewing Ghost Adventures? Oh my gosh, Marina, that is my bucket list. I do want to interview Zach and the boys one day. That is one of my ultimate goals. That'd be so cool. And I'm not very good at interviewing people, and I want to interview them. That's like one of my lists that I would love to do. If I ever get a chance to. Vic goes, are you interested in urban exploring? I mean, I go hiking. So, I would try it, yeah. Tim Rocket goes going on 2 a.m. and I still haven't made up my mind what to have for supper. Well, breakfast now. Wow. Bernadette, my Zach, Lisa, well, yeah. Tomorrow goes, you should interview 100%. That's one day. I hope so. Bernadette goes, I would love to be in a Sam and Colby video. Rochelle goes, here's a fun fact about the 9 to 5 movie. Apparently Dolly Parton thought she had to run the entire script, and that includes everybody's lines. She didn't realize that she only had to learn. Whoa. Chris Barber goes, you and Lewis Urban explored Vegas. Yes, every time we go down there we do. And I don't care, it doesn't have to be an in-person interview. It could be a Zoom interview. I just want to interview the guys. That'd be so cool. James S. Awesome show. Lisa, thank you. I hope everyone had a great rest of the weekend. Dolls scare the hell out of me. My late wife had a 2-foot antique nun doll and it freaked me out. Oh, that would freak me out, James. That sounds freaky. And thank you, James. Spirit of the Tree journaling, I've had a son with a clown, but I was thinking literally dating that face paint and creepy stare. Bernadette, no, I am not. By the way, Zach, do you... Oh my god, I'd be so red. Vic goes, there's a people explore abandoned buildings to basically the same as ghost hunting. that, but I think you have to get permission to go into those buildings because some of those buildings are still owned by people. Nerd Report, you never watched a Ghost Adventure, so you can't say it's poop. Overproduced. Bernadette. I might have not been close enough to the mic. Oh, no problem, Iva. I know they add stuff to it. I know all those shows do. I just like watching them. Alright, guys, keep the questions going. Coming, going, gone. No, I'm just kidding. Julissa goes, I accidentally pressed the mute on my laptop because I was like, wait a minute. For a second there, I was like looking. I go, no, I think my mic is still on. Marina, I used to have Discovery Plus, but because Discovery Plus went to to Max, I just decided to keep Max. So I watch them all on Max. Tamara, how do I subscribe? No option. There should be an option. It's going to show something different for me, so I can't. Heather, whatever! Hearts for Heather, whatever, guys! For the PayPal, thank you, Heather, whatever, for the support. Melissa Smith says it should say join. Yeah, that's what I think that's what it says when I go on, Except it's not going to show it for me because I'm, or maybe it will. Let's see. Oh, no, it won't show for me. Hold on. Alright, guys, I'm going to use Nerd Report on my phone here. You see how it says join? That's how you should see it. Slayer Selections asking what type of phone are they on if it doesn't give an option. The only time it doesn't say join, I think, is if you're already joined. But it should, like, when you go to the actual, yeah, when you go to the actual home screen, it should say join. Diane goes, we don't get that option on Apple iPhones. I'm not sure how it looks on an iPhone because I've never used one. I think I had an iPhone for a week and I got rid of it. So I'm not sure what it looks like. I think on the computer too it shows, huh? Because I'm not logged in on my computer. So if I go to me, it's not gonna show that it's me. Alright. So if you guys are on a computer, I hate that it does this entire screen thing. So if you're on a computer, you go to the home screen for graysonreport, and on the upper right hand corner it'll say subscribed and join. And that's how you join. It's because I'm not logged into this with this browser. So it should show on the home screen when you get out of the or if you're on the app, it'll say on the home screen as well. Screen. Jennifer Marie goes, I didn't have the option on my phone, but I did have it on my laptop. Bernadette goes, Android forever. Exactly. Diane goes, I don't get it for Nerd Report either. That's weird. Brandon goes, Apple and Google are weird with each other. Project Metal Music, what is up? Heather Whatever goes, some channel memberships work with Apple, but not others. Brandon dropped a link on desktop. Go here if you guys want to join. Slayer Selection, what is the creepiest ghost story you've reported on? The ones that I find the creepiest are the Asian horror. Like the Asian folklore. I love those. Because I find those creepier. I don't know why. I find those creepier than the ones that they talk about that happen here. Tamara, are you on a phone or on a laptop? Julissa goes, yeah, I had to do it on my laptop. I couldn't do it from my iPhone either. Because if you're on an iPhone, it's not going to let you, apparently. Brandy's asking, why is Area 51 not populated? Because isn't Area 51 like a military base? Like a restricted military base, kind of? Where they did alien research that they don't want to mention? Diane goes, if I go into see perks and click on more, then I get the option to join. And Diane, you're on an iPhone, right? Matthew goes, helps when you have thousands of years to build up those ghost stories, unlike the ones here. Yeah, exactly. That's why I like them. There's so much history behind them. Bernadette. Tomorrow, try doing what Diane said. She said if I go to see perks and click on more, then I get the option to join. Because I think an iPhone is weird. That's what Diane does on the screen, and she has an iPhone. Vic goes, Area 51 is the most well known, but there are many others like Area 12, 31, and 47. You and I care androids are better. I always watch you guys on my phone. I've always been an android. I'm going to be an android for life. Rochelle goes, next sighting we hear will be 9 aliens. Mark my word. Matthew goes, creepiest story I ever saw on film was the Snyder Cut. Randy goes, I drove by it. I found it odd to see all the barracks and no signs of humans or vehicles. Tamara's not a member because Jennifer Marie goes, the perk option doesn't show up if you aren't already a member though, or it didn't for me. Spirit of the Trees comments on phone. That's kind of how I do it while watching on Roku TV or iPad. Heather whatever goes, if you get too close to the fence they will show up. And guys, I do have merch. You guys are interested in purchasing merch or taking a gander, D Nice has dropped the link. Springstorm says the creepiest ghost adventures I've seen was the Adamsville Rectory. I haven't watched an episode since. I'm actually fairly new to it because I started watching it when they did the Cecil Hotel because I'm obsessed with that hotel. So that's what got me into watching them. I was more, I was a Ghost Hunters fan way back in the day. With Jay, Steve, Dustin. Ah, that sucks. I was Andrew for life until my new car came along. Worked when I brought it. Then they did upgrade and only works with iPhone now. Ah, that sucks. Randy goes, I grew up on Long Island. I feel the movie made the house creepy. Tamara Z, I don't have any plans for Collins because I'm only going to stay on for a few more minutes. Maybe I'll do a call-in show. Nerd Report goes, the crazy part about Ghost Adventures is I get more views. Actually, no, Ghost Adventures is like the top show on Discovery Plus. And again, if you guys have ghost stories you would like to share, please, I have it on the screen. Email me at graysonreport13@gmail.com and I will share them on my next stream. Matthew goes, the greatest part of Grayson Report is that Lewis is jealous of Lisa's channel. No, he's not. Bernadette goes, Lisa, will you have to do a call-in show with our... I know, I'm going to have to do that, but then we're not really in a haunted location, though. Nerd Report goes, Lisa gets more views than Ghost Adventures. I wish. Randy's asking, when are you doing a meetup? I'm not sure when our next one is. I would love to go. Vic, I want to go check out Bobby Mackey's Music World. Rochelle. Be a Stone goes, are you sure you are in a haunted spot? I've tried my spirit box and nothing's come out. I think I need to keep trying. Nerd Report goes, really? How many people are in Discovery? GA really has no views. There's Discovery Plus and Travel Channel and Max. Vic goes, the entire country is haunted. Springstorm goes, haunted hiking sounds pretty scary. Ozzy goes, this has been another great chilled Sunday afternoon for me here. I always love your lives, Lisa, and the awesome people here. Thank you, Ozzy. I appreciate it. Oh, dang, no way, Chris. D Nice goes, Lisa, we appreciate that you communicate with the chat, hoping it doesn't get too overwhelming once your audience grows. I can still catch up, D Nice. Don't worry. Matthew, that's what I do. I used to have Discovery Plus, but when it went to Max, I canceled my Discovery Plus and just kept Max. Brandon goes, we need a series of haunted hiking. Bernadette goes, so I'll call in from a haunted place with my spirit box. Oh, well, yeah, we could do that. Alice goes, I love Lisa's lives. Thank you. Ozzy Walks goes, I love those spirit box videos. I do have one. I have an Ovulus that I just got. So it's like my first piece of ghost hunting equipment. Or second piece. Because I have an EMF detector. Tyranna goes, Lisa's lives are always awesome. Thank you, Tyranna. Randy goes, I'm intrigued by spirit boxes. You and I Cares asked, what is a spirit box? It's where you can communicate with a spirit. Like it gives you a bunch of words pop up. Like it goes through different words in the dictionary. I guess I don't know how you explain that. And it pops up depending on the energies that it picks up. They do have apps as well. Bernadette, thank you for the super chat. Just because, hearts for Bernadette. Thank you. It's from the energy and the frequency. Marina sent a message to Zach on Instagram. Did he answer you back? No way, Marina. Diane goes, I've never had an Android. I had an iPhone for 2 weeks. Or did I? Was it 2 weeks? It was like an iPhone 4 way back in the day. And I was like, never again. So I've been with an Android since. You and I Care, it's like a little box. There's apps too, but I actually have one that's it's like a little box. And what it does is it goes through different words. It uses the energy. It picks up energies and frequencies and it goes through different words. So if you ask, is there anyone that wants to speak here? It'll come up with different words. Like it'll be like it would say like a random word. It would say hello, or it'll say I died here, or it'll say it'll come up with different phrases. It's like a way of communicating with the dead. Nerd Report's going, oh my god! Vic goes, welcome to the nether realm. Bernadette goes, oh, Lisa knows the story at Mad Monster. That was cool and crazy. It was. Matthew goes, family members had an iPhone, didn't like it, neither did I. My sister had a Windows phone once. I think it's just up to preference. I think some people are iPhone people and some people are just Android people. Ah, that sucks, Ozzy. That you had to get an iPhone just to work with your DJI Pocket. Alice is Android. Randy goes, you're too young. I'm freaking... I look young, trust me, but I'm not. Beth Bearclaw, thank you. D nice, it is. For right, that's what I'm saying. Some people are just iPhone people, and some people I just like the layout to Android better. You and I care. It does give you some random. It does give you an answer, but mine. I tried it a couple of times in this room, and it says like to let it calm down because it'll just start going. The one I have, it goes off. Like it'll go monster. It'll just say words, and then once it starts to calm down, that's when you could start asking it questions. But it never. It just kind of pauses there. So I need to keep trying it. Bernadette. Melissa. The nice, true iPhones are more app friendly, I would say. You and I care. That's what happened to me. I had an Android, then I went to an iPhone just to see what that, and I hated it. So I think I only had it for a week, and I got rid of it. I was like, forget this. I had, when I first started, I had this flip phone, you know, the old, it was like that big fat phone and it flipped down. That was my first phone. And then I got my own cell phone when I was old enough to get my own cell phone with my own number, which I still have that same exact phone number now. I was into Nokias. And it's funny, the Nokia that I had was even, it was on the X-Files movie? The X-Files movie had it. So I was all about Nokia. And then I think I went to, I don't know what I went after that, and then I've been with Samsung ever since. I've been a Samsung girl. And I had a pager too way back in the day. Wow, Rochelle, I didn't get a license, like a driving license or a cell phone until I was 26. Wow. Matthew goes, mine was a Kyocera? Kyocera? Ozzy Walk said, I watch a spirit box channel supposedly speak with Tina Turner. I remain skeptic but want to believe, but it really sounded like her in tone and the graceful way she would talk. Wow. Springstorm says, won't use a spirit box again. That's a story I need to send you. I think I had a Motorola Razr. I think I did. I don't even remember. You and I Care goes, I always get Samsungs too. Like, even my watch is a Samsung with the dots on it. I'm all about Samsung. Brandon. Oh, I know Samsung has that Fold 3 or 4 or whatever it's called, but I think I like that phone, but I'm so used to my my big phone that, and I feel like my camera on my phone's better than those flip phones, and they also have the one that like folds out too. Another one. Bernadette goes, pager. I had so many covers and a gold chain. I think I had what, like, I remember I had like a teal, like see-through kind of color on my pager. It was so cool. Chris Barber goes, I remember a show where they used a spirit box where Janis Joplin died and it sounded like her. Oh, weird, cool. Melissa said I had a Zune phone back in the day. Brandon goes, I worked on a couple of Samsung Star Wars Pro. Oh, I know they had some. Those were so cool. Wish I snagged one for Lewis. Alright, guys, it is 11:11. It is I don't know, I see that number everywhere lately. I saw it this morning, too. So, I am going to take that as a sign, and I am going to end the stream here. So, I will see you guys on my next stream, which will be Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there and be squared. Sorry for hitting the mic. Looked like I didn't have that many mic issues except one, so I guess that's a plus. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to everyone for the support who donated memberships. And I will see you on the next one. Stay spooky, guys. Good night, guys, and thank you.